Fuck, are you colorblind?
No.
Something I don't know about you?
You can't be an electrician and be colorblind, dude.
Sure you can.
It's horrible.
You got light gray, medium gray, dark gray.
That's the worst kind of thing. We're live now, right?
Yeah.
Audio's up. Everyone's
Oh shit,
good.
should I just talk live? My bad. What?
No,
We're live.
no, it's all good, man.
Sounds
So-
pretty good. Kind of echoing through each other.
Echoing
but it's
through?
Not too
Just-
bad.
Yeah, just keep your mics a little
All right. Try and
decent
keep it a
distance,
little
and you're
closer.
good, yeah.
Talk at a normal range.
So, I guess I'll intro us in.
Yeah. Go ahead.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Pressed Podcast. You're joined by your host, myself, Eli, and Jeff right here. And then we do have a special guest on the episode today, good friend, Donnie.
How you doing?
And he's joining us today and hopefully, might stick around and be on.
I'm always around.
That's what we like to hear. So we'll do the standard, man. What you been up to? What's been going on?
Just trying to find more work, and it's finally picking up.
That's
so
good.
doing a lot of random jobs here and there, but there's a few jobs I got to go to Merced
Ew.
and do some fans for somebody.
Ew, dude, Merced? That's fucking garbage. I hate Merced.
Good stuff.
Hate driving through Merced. Probably more so than anything.
I've been streaming.
Mm-hmm.
So now I stream like at least 3 times a day or a week.
I was gonna
3 or 4
say,
times a
dude,
week,
3
like,
times a
You're
day.
streaming. What do you mean?
Like
It's
6 to 8 hours a day.
You
Just
follow
like,
yourself around?
No, I'll sit here and in the studio.
Oh, okay. You're doing this thing now.
And
huh?
I'll just hang out and chat with people, go on Reddit and try to find communities and be interactive,
It's a good
network. So
Yeah.
see how it works out.
I mean, the biggest thing for starting out as like a content creator is always growing an audience, you
Of
know,
course.
and that's super hard. And now we've got, you working on that front. And cause me, I don't want to do it. I'm kind of over social media. I've had my run in it and I just kind of am tired of it. I know I should, especially for what we do, but I just can't really.
It's hard to get into social media now. It's all niche people, man.
It is.
You know what I mean? And trying to find your niche, even in that niche, there's 15 other ones.
Yeah.
You know,
So I think like just hanging out, making a variety stream,
Yeah.
just talk about whatever. I think that's the next thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just talk about day-to-day life.
Because
would be
people
great.
are done looking for niches and whatever the hell
Exactly.
they want to do. Like they just want to have friends,
Yeah.
really.
It's a big problem right now, yeah.
I think oftentimes with podcasts too, that's why people listen to certain podcasts, because they feel like, oh, that's a group of people that I feel like I could hang out with.
Yeah.
I enjoy listening to them talk, and I would like it if I was able to conversate with them or be around them. I think that's why most people listen to podcasts, but
It's also maybe to get a real view instead of a collective view of what's going on in the world is another way to put it.
I think it's good too, because our group as a whole, outside of even just the podcast, is not, we're not all a bunch of yes men. We don't always agree with each other. We all share different views on certain things, and I think it's good because we're able to just kind of conversate about that and deal with that, and we're all able to remain friends, whereas normally you wouldn't, because people just argue and
Yeah.
drop friendships.
Discourse is
but-
good for you.
Yeah. So we like it. That's all you've been up to? Streaming's a big thing, though, for you especially.
I can't think of like that's. I don't know. I should have wrote it down, to be honest.
That's what you got the notepad here for,
I
man.
put it
So
there
with the
for a
streaming, like
reason.
what exactly are you doing for that? You just like following yourself around yourself work or what?
That's what I would like to do. I did one when I created that light there. I streamed. I tried to put the camera best I could. It looked like shit the whole time, but it's just a work in progress. But like when I was doing it, like I felt really good doing it, and I like no one even asked me questions, but I'm still explaining what I'm doing, and I'm having fun explaining what
That's
I
the point,
love
dude. Yeah.
to nobody, but to everybody.
To anybody who wants to listen.
Yeah.
Yeah, anybody who wants to listen.
But I felt good doing that, so I think this is something I want to do.
We just got to be consistent. Force it, man. I know who the few fans that we do have. I mean, we don't have much. We don't have many viewers or anything like that. But the people that do watch always say the same thing and have asked me, and they're like, well, when are you guys going to do something else? When are you guys going to do something next? And that's a problem that me and you have to kind of just do it.
Yeah.
'Cause I know we end up getting into the mind space of like, oh, well, we'll just wait for when all of our friends are available or something like that. And then it's just like, well, in reality, we really should just get into it and just do it regardless, set a day, and whatever happens, you know, kind of deal.
Well, you have to do it for yourself.
Exactly.
That's actually how this all starts, is you do it for yourself, and if somebody's willing to come to you, then you keep going with them.
Yeah, it's just for fun. You could do it for 10 years and not
I broke something.
Something broke.
I broke something.
I'm on fire.
not make any money,
rolling,
not
guys.
make any friends.
Keep rolling. I'm going to take a peek.
But yeah, I mean, anything that
fine.
you love to do, you don't do for somebody else. You do for yourself. And if somebody else loves it, then come check it out. That's how life should be.
I just play games too. Like the games that I love to play, I'll play it and get engaged with a few viewers too.
Yep.
Because everybody likes to play games nowadays.
Yeah. Well, they said like the last study was like 80% of people consider themselves gamers.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Crazy.
That's crazy.
The thing about that is, I don't think a lot of people know it, but that includes like mobile phone
Oh yeah.
people and stuff like that. And, you know, I'm not saying that they're not gamers, but I mean,
Well, if
is
it's
you
got a
playing
screen and you
Farmville
push a
all day,
button, buddy, I mean, that's
like-
still the same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like,
Playing a slot machine.
it
Yeah, I'm a
makes
gamer.
it makes the gaming spectrum a lot wider than I think people realize.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's huge. But also I've seen it, you know, take a lot of people in too. Like my nephews, especially my nephews, that's 12-hour days of them. Like
Oh, yeah.
when weekend hits, that's 12 hours straight of gaming. And they have, like, there's nothing there. Like you have to bring them food.
Yeah.
So, I
Yeah.
mean, that's their life now.
Yeah.
A lot of people's lives.
Yeah, my son's same way. You know, he gets home from school, and I let it slide with him because he is such a good kid. He does so well in school. He's almost a straight A student and has been consistently. So it's like when he gets home, all he wants to do is just play video games.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
decompress.
and I'm like, dude, is your homework done? I did it already.
Yeah. Well, it's all,
Chores done?
it's
Did
all
it already.
decompression
All right,
now,
go
man.
for it, man.
It's all
play
decompression.
as much as you want, you know? Yeah.
My daughters are VR fucking crazy with VR right now. Like they will stay inside that thing for 6 hours straight if you let them.
I remember when we went
That's
to
nuts.
when we had
Oh, the birthday
Dylan's
party.
birthday party, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and
They're
they were
in
in there, yeah.
it. I like watching them. I mean, I wish it could like on my. There's a way to put it onto the TV so I could watch them playing, but I just don't have the time to sit around really and do that with them.
Yeah.
But I've done it before, and it's just crazy watching what you can actually do in a virtual world versus reality. It's probably why a lot of people revert to that over than I can't hop in my car and go 200 miles an hour across Daytona, but
I can if I just have
Just
a
turn this
car
little
setting.
switch.
Yeah, I've got
Yep,
this switch.
I got
I
the
turn
car
this on,
setting.
and now I'm doing it.
yeah.
Yeah,
So it gives you a little bit of what you want out of life. And that's why it's so addictive too.
yeah. Games are like, and I can't really knock like the long hours of gaming or anything like that because when I was younger, dude, I spent
Well,
a
we
lot
all
of time
did the
playing
same
video
thing.
games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, by comparison, I still probably spent more time playing outside than I did
Yes.
playing
Yes.
video games. If I wasn't playing outside, then yes, I was playing video games.
Yeah.
But that was the dynamic. It was those two things
I mean, I
were
could
all of my time as a kid.
I can still remember printing up from like Cheat Code Central.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Printing it up on actual paper to
12
use the
sheets,
cheats on the
oh, God,
game
what
that you
page
just
is it?
got. Yeah.
I remember when I finally bought the because they always had like those cheat code books.
Yeah.
And I bought one, dude, and I was just hooked because
Changed your life.
I would go to GameStop and I would just kind of look through and be like, okay, man, I really hope my game is in here because it didn't have every game.
Yeah.
It had most games, but
Yeah.
it didn't have every game. And I'm like, oh, sick, my game's in here. Okay, this is the one. I got to buy this one. But then, just having money and all that other stuff as a kid is always tough. So then you got to go and do something to make some money. I didn't have an allowance growing up, so whatever money I got was because I did work or something. So
I think I owned a car before my mom. So, yeah, I mean, we're all in the same boat there.
like it just wasn't that simple. But yeah, now it's like, my son comes home and he's like, hey, Dad, can I have a game or whatever? And I'm like, well, how are you looking in school? Knowing I already know the answer. And I'm like, well, how are things? Your grandma hasn't said anything bad about you. Your mom's not mad at you. You're doing good. Okay, sure, I can treat you to a game or something like that. So it's like with him, I feel a lot better because I can just kind of give him whatever he really wants without spoiling him. Because I feel like it's a hard line to follow, but
I agree and disagree on that one because I think nowadays all it is spoiling.
yeah,
That's all you can do. I mean, what are they doing wrong? So like you have to be able to do something wrong to be able to do something right. Do you understand that?
That's a good point. Yeah,
Right?
Yeah, I get you.
What can they do wrong?
Not much.
Like,
Yeah.
Not really much.
like, I know we all remember being kids. I got in trouble for a lot of shit.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of shit that I was not supposed to do that I had the ability to do so. Kids ain't got that now.
No.
They're afraid to go outside.
Yeah. Yeah.
That negated like
Half of our problems as kids getting in trouble
was outside.
was because of being outside doing something dumb. You shouldn't
Yeah.
be riding a ramp you're on a scooter or a bike and you've got a friend laying on the floor and you're riding over them and then the bike falls down and you clip their leg or something and now you're in trouble or someone's crying.
But also keep in mind that ramp was made from stolen construction property from down the
Yeah.
street.
Yeah,
there's add-ins on that.
you just stole this piece of plywood that you found in somebody's yard and carried it over.
Yeah.
Like,
I said, it kind of stacks up on the problems you can get
Yeah.
into. The kids nowadays, the worst problems they can get into, which what I would say are probably even worse now, is when they're online.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
mean, my daughters can post some weird shit, and there's even weirder fucking people out there, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
And I can't stop it, though. That's the thing. What are you going to do to stop it? You have to take away the ability to access, internet.
Yeah.
Well, if
And
you take
for
away
them,
the
as of right
ability
now,
to
that's
take
all
away
they
the
have.
internet, yeah, that's all they have.
Yeah.
And that'll send them into a downward spiral. So, I mean, there's got to be a way. It's all spoiling now. It's all fucking spoiling. I love giving my daughters stuff, but I want them to learn to be outside, and that's even harder.
Yeah. And that's why, I mean, I try to, I don't know, just get my son outdoors. When I go fishing, my son likes fishing. So if I go fishing, my son, he's like, Dad, can I go with you? I'm like,
Oh,
hell
God,
yeah,
it's been
dude.
months
I'm
since
like,
I've
hell
been
yeah,
fishing.
dude. I'm like, come with me.
Yeah, it's been a while.
And yeah, same. I think it's probably been a long while
I'll
for
go.
all of us.
You don't have to talk me into it. I'll go with you.
You
I'll go. Hell yeah.
You don't have to convince me.
I
I'm
own
in.
30 fishing poles. I will go.
Let's fucking
I will go.
We'll do a trip. We'll go out. I
Get
don't
the
know.
kids.
Yeah.
God, bring the kids.
Yeah, bring the kids.
God, just look at my daughter's face. I got twin daughters. They are pale
Oh, yeah,
as fuck,
yeah.
man. Ain't been sun on that skin in fucking years. They walk outside and
They're
squint
never
immediately,
been
like
kissed by the sun.
yeah, it's never been touched, man. And it's sad to me because like I remember when I was going through school, I used to ride like 7 miles to high school, 7 miles back home. That was on my BMX bike, and then my best friend lived another 8 miles past the town, so I would hop on my bike again right after
Go
that
out to
ride,
him.
go to him, and then come back home before the lights turned on.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that till the day I was driving my kids. I was like, I used to bike almost 30 miles a fucking day
Yeah.
just to go hang out with my buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, that was to hang out with my buddy to go steal all that construction supply to
So
build
that
the
way
ramp.
we could go
Yeah.
and jump over the
A
ramp.
whole lot of trouble, man. A whole lot of trouble. And like, I tell my daughters nowadays, I'm like, please go get in trouble. I
Yes.
remember this with my kids.
Yeah.
Like I told my daughters, I was all, please go outside and get in trouble. Something. Go break a window. Like
Yeah.
we all know the talk we all had. Like go
Yeah.
break a window. Go. It's gone though. They're
You
so
don't
afraid
you
to
don't
move.
see it anymore. Yeah.
Well, they're afraid to move.
We were having a conversation a little while ago about like if we all just lived in the same neighborhood, right? We could probably start to recreate the 90s, early 2000s, kids going outside, kids playing outside cuz we have all of our kids in the same
I
neighborhood.
would agree with you, but then you have
kick
the
'em out.
financial problem. To bring back the 90s, you're going to have to bring back the same kind of financial things.
Yeah.
So like buying dirt bikes or having dirt bikes as a kid, never had one. But I did have a rich friend that had one.
Yeah.
We would go use the shit
But
out
that
of
was
his.
the thing. You always had a friend that
Yeah.
did.
Well,
even if you
nowadays,
didn't.
good luck.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, I mean,
if you have
luckily-
2 kids, you're lucky to feed them properly.
Yeah.
Much less fucking give them skateboards, bicycles, and dirt bikes.
yeah.
So you have to recreate that problem first.
But I think if we look at it from the scale of our smaller group, our community as a
Oh, yeah.
group, I think for all of us, we're all financially capable
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
of doing those things. We're lucky enough to have good careers and paths where, money, I don't want to say isn't an option, but, we're not struggling.
Yes,
We're not in
exactly.
a situation where we're, oh man, I'm really wondering where my next meal is going to come from.
Exactly.
Or anything like that. We're not in that situation because I don't want people to think that we're filthy rich or anything like
no.
that because we're not. We're
You
nowhere
just
near
make
close.
yourself comfortable
Yeah.
and go from there.
We just have a lucky enough situation for ourselves.
It would be
I mean,
nice.
it comes out through hard work. True, I'm not doubting
Yeah,
that.
time.
Time and hard
My
work.
thing has always been time. It's not really money that ends up being the problem. It's time.
That's what
Yeah.
it turned out.
It's the way it turns out.
Nowadays.
It's the most valuable thing in the world to me is time. And money's great and all, but if it wastes my time,
Yeah,
I can't do it.
It's not really worth it.
I can't do it.
It's not worth it.
Because I can't get time back. I can't be like, hey, let me trade you off this $100,000 for an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. It doesn't exist.
Yeah. Well, speaking of time, and I know I asked you what you've been up to, but what have you been up to, man? What's been
work.
going on with you? It's been
I'm a
while
welder.
since I've seen you, so.
If nobody on this stream knows me, I'm a welder. I work for Local 155. I'm an iron worker. I weld together infrastructural buildings. Some in town here would be Table Mountain Casino. I was on that one. Most of the Amazon warehouses here are built by me. It's what I've been doing for the last 10 years. I love it. Love building things.
Nice. I mean, we should probably just go through and like reintroduce ourselves again for like what we do and stuff like that. I feel like because we're doing it. What do you do, Jeff? Who are you, Jeff?
I like to do everything.
Like to do everything.
I just turned into your typical handyman. It sounds kind of degrading, but I think I make more money than anyone I've ever known, realistically. And
Yeah.
it's the easiest work I've ever done.
Yeah.
You're more valuable than anybody else I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, a guy that can do it all. What puts you in handyman work?
I always like doing the dumb shit we did as kids. You build forts out of shit you stole from the neighbor's house, and
Yeah.
you go climb people's trees and get in trouble just for trying to make shit. You're putting nails in everything, and my dad is
Losing
in
dad's
construction.
hammers.
There's boxes of nails. You got thousands of them. Might as well use them.
Yeah.
And then got an opportunity to become an electrician. Worked my ass off. Lost a lot of time, but I don't think I regret it.
Yeah.
But now I have all the skills I need.
It was a journey that, even though it took a lot of time, it put you where you wanted to be.
Yeah.
So, you're not going to give that up for where you are.
I didn't even see myself being here now, but just life works that way.
Yeah.
Being
pretty cool.
self-sufficient. You've made yourself completely self-sufficient. That's everybody's dream, man.
What about you?
I'm younger than the two of you, and I think a lot of people who have watched or do watch kind of already know that. I'm not that much younger, but I am younger, and I'm kind of on the same trajectory as you. I'm an electrician. I work for a great company here locally. I get to do a lot of great jobs. Speaking of local jobs and things that I've done and where my work is, if you wanted to check it out, I built a fire station here in Clovis. It's a really nice fire station. It's not done yet, but we're getting there. These are big projects, long projects. They take a while. The old fire station got tore down, rebuilding that one. Anything electrical in there, you can assume that my hands touched it and that I did something with it. What else? Do a lot of work for like Yosemite Lodge. So I'm up in Yosemite a lot doing work for them. Kind of more as like a service guy.
More like rehab because of all the weathering.
Huh?
More like rehab because of all the weathering.
Yeah,
stuff
that's
they have up
actually
there.
exactly what it is, because
Yeah.
they let their stuff get bad
Yeah.
after weather, and then they ask for us to come out and fix it, and then they always ask for like just a temporary fix. And they're like, oh, just so it'll last till next season, and we're like,
Yep. And then next season you show up to do the exact same
yeah,
thing.
next season I'm back and we're doing the same thing exactly.
Bare minimum.
Yeah. So that, and then you may not know it, but a lot of the traffic lights, street lights and stuff like that around here, your street lights, I do all of that stuff. I mean, for me it's still the beginning of my journey as an electrician. I'm not in the same position as Jeff here, but I'm really happy with where I am. I'm happy with the money that I make. I feel very comfortable, and I learn a lot more new skills. And what kind of put me here wanting to do this was really just a change, because I came from working in an office, working in healthcare. I spent a lot of time in healthcare throughout my professional career and in an office. And I just realized I hated working in an office for someone.
Yes.
I like working in offices. Don't get me wrong. Office culture, when you're around like fun people, is pretty fun. I enjoy it.
But is that outside of work or inside of work?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I agree with you. I've done
the
both
people
myself.
are kind of cool.
Oh, yeah.
The culture of it when you're getting to hang out with people or whatever, and you've got cool coworkers. But just the fact of I'm in this office and I'm working with these people and doing the same thing every single day. It's very mundane. You kind of get over it,
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind working in an office if it was my office or your office, or
Yeah, if you can actually hold the rules to it.
yeah, if I
because
can hold the rules to
when
it.
you're in an office job, you're kind of restricted to just the personal, like, or just the professional.
Yeah, there's a ceiling.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you hit the personal level with the people you work with, of course it's going to be fun. I love hanging out with all the guys. After work, if I hang out with guys, it's a blast.
Yeah.
But when you're back at work, you have to forget that part and come back. And that's always hard for people to adjust to that.
Yeah. It's all of that. And for me, if I were to own or have my own office, which I do intend to later down the line at some point when I start my new business, but at that point it's going to be very free. You know, the people that work for me don't work for me. I hate even saying that they work for me.
Yeah, I believe the boss is supposed to work for their employees. That's
Exactly.
the way it's supposed to work.
Yeah, it's like I hate the idea of like, oh, well, these employees work for me. No, they're not going to work for me. They're working with me. I'm working for you. I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that you guys are comfortable, happy. Like, I know there's a lot of like rules and laws here in California for working, you know,
Good
to
Jesus,
try
is
to
there.
protect the employees and then also to protect the company.
Yeah.
And it's, for me, in my eyes, I'm just like, look, so long as the people that are working here are comfortable and happy and I'm paying them a livable wage, I don't care what you guys do.
Yeah, because it's none of your business past that
Yeah,
point.
it's not my business.
As long as that professional ceiling is not busted
Yeah.
at work.
Yeah.
And that's why it's all set up that way.
Exactly.
What you do on your time is your own motherfucking business. I'm a big fan of that one too.
Yeah. It really, yeah, true. I agree with that 100%. So that's me. That's
Cool.
where I'm at.
So do you find like when you say, you know, you're working on these smaller ones, you were talking about like, you know, lights and stuff, these smaller jobs, just like me and Jeff, I know probably we're about the same. Every one of those little jobs that you do, you can adapt and change to a different larger job and it fully applies. That's kind of where me and Jeff especially come from. Like if I put my hands on something, I can fix it just because I have previous experience with the smaller things.
Right.
And it's
Yeah,
like,
that's
it
true.
could be a huge building. You know, like I said, Table Mountain Casino, huge building.
Yeah.
It runs off the same principles as building a small metal building in Madera.
Yeah.
Same exact principle, just a lot bigger. You just have to adapt it and grow with it.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of with traffic lights, street lights. So if you were to go down to Jensen, almost all of Jensen down to Temperance, from Elm to Temperance, all of those street lights and the traffic lights, street lights and traffic lights, that's all been me and a team of 2 other guys. So 3 of us. And I mean, we've got our underground guys who help us out with like all the digging, the trenching and stuff like that for the new conduit that we have to lay and all this other stuff and the new pull boxes and or Christie boxes, whatever you want to call them. That's all me, and that has kind of helped me out with learning a lot more with just like wire pulling and stuff like that, knowing the proper process, because a lot of that when you're laying new stuff is wire pulling, and then when you take that and you go to the, you know, the idea of a building and you're doing it indoors rather than outdoors, it's the same concept.
Same exact
It's the
principle,
same
just
concept,
a lot
same
bigger.
principle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all construction is taking a smaller thing and making it bigger.
Mm-hmm.
And if you get good at that, then you start becoming old men like me and him, where we have to drive around with the kids saying, "I built that."
Oh, I
built that.
I
That was
already
me.
did that, man. Yeah, I'm already at that point. I drive past something, I'm like, I did the work there.
Yep,
I did that.
That's called
I
pride.
redid all of this for them.
that's called pride, and gotta
Yeah.
love it, man.
No one ever cares except us.
No one
Except
ever,
us.
but it's because
And other dads. That's the way it works.
exactly.
Other
We're
dads.
proud that something that we did is currently standing the test of time.
Yeah.
Obviously, the test of time lasts forever, but currently it's surviving. Currently it's active. Currently I haven't burned anything down. Currently all of my work is sufficient enough that the person who paid me for the job is happy.
Yeah.
So, and that to me feels good.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, you get a sense of pride out of building something that's just really unexplainable until you're standing in front of it doing the dad pose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you also, I also believe there's a flip side to that coin. There's a big flip side to that coin, because say you built something like I said, mine with Tail Mountain. What if it fell down tomorrow?
Yeah. No,
I'm
it's
gonna,
on
then you're
I'm
like,
gonna stare
I
at the
don't wanna
ground.
say
Like, oh, I built that. Fuck. You know, it's a sense of pride, and you
Then
gotta
you don't
hold
want
on
to say
to
anything.
it. Yeah. It was just like, you know, when we were younger, we heard, you know, stories of our grandparents building their own houses.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine if you built your own house today? Imagine the fucking size of that dad pose.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just, I would stand out in the front yard for at least 3 months.
Dude, we
staring at it. Look at that. I did it. Like,
it's funny because we were talking about like building like the little tiny homes in your
yeah.
backyard and stuff, and we were like, why don't we just buy a plot of land and build like 72 of those things and just call it a compound? And like, because
then the government's gonna come in and be like, excuse me.
well, the thing about it, those tiny homes that we were talking about, legally you require what? No permits. And
It's at 12 by 12 right now.
Yeah, 12 by 12.
No higher than like 8 feet.
A 12 by 12.
Yeah,
That's smaller than a prison cell. So that everybody else know, that's smaller than a prison cell.
that's fine, but you
Yes.
build a bunch of them.
As long as it's
You
smaller
know?
than 12
And
by
they're
12.
separate.
It has nothing to do with like running water, anything like that.
You could still put power to it and everything. And you don't
Plumbing
need,
and all.
I mean,
You
I
just
guess
build multiple
you
ones
need a
for each one.
permit
You
for
walk outside
everything,
to go
like
to
to
your
put an
bathroom.
outlet
Yeah,
and
so I
everything.
think
But
for plumbing, I think you still need a permit for each building.
I don't know.
I, mean,
A lot of it
I
was
would
like-
say fuck the government and build it anyway. But I mean, that's,
Yeah. You probably need a permit for everything.
Tell
Yeah.
me what to do on my plot of land.
Oh,
I dare
God.
you. I dare you.
fucking hell.
Oh, you can't do that. Watch me.
Yeah.
Watch me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be a really good idea if you could get back to building your own house, because like I find it really sad nowadays where, especially like my daughter's generation, people are already looking at these tiny homes like that's going to be their house.
Yeah. They're
For
like,
the
oh,
rest
that's
of their
the
fucking
dream
life.
that
That's
I'm gonna
it.
live in
Yeah.
forever.
Isn't
yeah.
that crazy?
Yeah.
Like
it's
that's
horrible.
And even to them, it's almost unachievable.
Yeah.
Like they look at it because I mean I saw a few of those tiny homes. They're probably about like 30, 40 feet long, like the bigger trailer size.
Yeah.
$180,000.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I've got a buddy, right? And I was talking to his dad. We went to high school together. Not his dad, obviously, but me and my buddy. His dad was talking to me about one of the houses that he used to own. He sold it a couple years back, but so you know the Buchanan High School area, right? The immediate surrounding area, the street Chenault. There's we all have an idea of the neighborhood. Really big, nice houses. He told me, he's like, yeah, when I bought that house for $125,000.
Wow.
He sold it for $460,000.
How many years later?
Like 15.
Fuck.
Like
that's
next
crazy.
to nothing,
What a
dude.
fucking turnover
Like
rate right
next
there.
to nothing, dude. Like 15 years later. I'm like,
Can you do that
"Geez,
now?"
man." Not at all.
Can you find one house anywhere on this market where you know if you buy it right now in
It's-
15 years, it'll double?
No, because
And then you add on to that, can you afford that house?
exactly.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Nope.
It's
Exactly.
gone. It's sad. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on right now. Like the price of money is what a lot of people don't. There's a price to money, and it's gone.
I seen this morning, there was a Reddit post, and it was just some cool facts, and there was a map, and it said California the dollar is worth 88% of a dollar. 88% of a dollar.
Yeah, so 12% is gone.
Everything that's here. And then all on the East Coast is like 116%. So they're living like, big
I
max
mean,
a
I
buck.
agree,
And
but
over
also-
here it's like $3.
Yeah.
I think it's less. I think it's way fucking less.
Probably
I mean,
is.
I buy and sell cars. That's kind of like my hobby. I love driving something new every day of the week if I can. And I don't go crazy. I don't go get, brand new, Camaro. It's not my thing. I like to buy older cars and just drive them around to see.
We had the conversation.
Yeah.
I remember. I'm the same way.
Yeah, I just like to see
Same
what,
thing,
what
yeah.
it's all about. Well, I went to go look at a Toyota Camry, 2020. Or no, 2000. So this thing had
It's a
350.
big year
Sorry,
difference.
350.
I meant to say 2000, but it was a 2000 Camry. So it was old, those weird style bubble cars. Had 300,000 miles on it. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll go see if I can pick it up. Maybe put a few extra bucks into it, flip it, maybe sell, maybe get $1,000.
Yeah.
This guy wanted $7,000 for this car.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
For a piece of shit Camry.
No.
What?
Granted, Toyota.
Yeah, those years were
Reliability,
actually really good. Yeah,
but-
extremely
and
reliable. Up
however,
to what mileage?
How exactly?
They said it was supposed to be million-mile cars.
Oh, yeah.
They did.
But
If you treated them right, but who in the hell you buying this Camry from? I can tell you, it was a fucking
not
like
a granny.
19-year-old kid.
I'm like, it's not
Yeah.
a granny.
That
you know?
fucker found the right pedal and never let up on it. And it's at 300,000 miles. And now what am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to buy this thing for $7,000. I probably have to fix all the shit that he fucked up and then hope I make. So I have to try and flip this thing for 10?
Yeah.
So now at this point, a lot of people don't realize, but, people look at a car and they see anything close to 200,000 miles, and generally people are pretty wary and afraid of that mileage. And I understand, because a lot of times when you get to that mileage, you're wondering, was the person maintaining the vehicle or anything
How
like that?
hard they drive
But I
it.
would like to also state that a lot of vehicles, mileage isn't necessarily a factor in the quality of the vehicle. I used to own a Mitsubishi Lancer. It was not a fancy one. It was a car that I bought because I had nothing. Like, I had no cars, no nothing. So I was like, I'm gonna buy it. I bought it for $1,000, right? I bought this car for $1,000. Drove it. It had 336,000 miles. Woo. Started up every single day. Never gave me a single issue. Could drive it from here to Los Angeles or whatever if I wanted to, and it would make the drive.
Yeah.
Never gave me any issues. When I finally got myself into a better position and I bought myself a better car, I sold that car, but what I did was when I posted it on Facebook, and I'm not the most religious person, but I like to appeal to everyone. I like to be kind and generous, and I posted it and I said, hey, I've got this car. It is not pretty. It is not the prettiest car you're going to see, but I just want to help somebody out. If you just need something that's going to take you to work and back, get your groceries, this car is going to do the job for you.
No AC, new tires.
No, it had AC.
Oh,
AC worked too.
Shit.
Everything inside worked. No issues with nothing. And I just said,
that's how mine is.
I was like $500 or whatever you can pay. Whatever you can pay. I just want to help somebody out. Dude, this guy messaged me and he's like, would you take $400? It'll be my first car. I've never owned a car before.
Hell yeah.
And I was like, yeah. He's like, can you bring it to me? And I was like, sure.
Okay, that's stepping out foot for me.
I know. Normally I would say no.
the bus.
But the thing is, I'm looking at it like, this dude doesn't even have the $500 to pay me. He's got $400. This dude has next to nothing.
Yeah.
It's his first car. He's never owned a car before, and he's like 25. I'm like,
I mean, I'd be down to do that, but usually I don't have very many people I can rely on to even drive, because somebody has to follow my ass.
yeah, someone's got to go with you.
Yeah.
And a lot of people ain't got time.
Yeah.
So I'd love to, but literally, I can't.
I was lucky enough that I did have someone capable to come with me, and it wasn't far. It wasn't a far distance. So I was like, yeah, man, for sure. I'll bring it over.
I've had people try to have me drive all the way to LA.
Oh, hell yeah.
They're just like, yeah, come drop it off.
No. So, funny, I just bought a new motorcycle from LA 2 weeks ago.
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that. 2 weeks ago, I went out to LA, bought a motorcycle, and it was a 2006 Yamaha R1.
Okay.
Kelly Blue Book on these things is still like $8,000.
It's way up there, yeah.
I bought it for under $2,000.
How?
It has, before I tell you how, it has 16,000 miles on it. Still low.
Somebody wrecked that bitch.
No, he broke the transmission. So the chain snapped on the guy when he was riding. It broke the transmission, but it starts right up, turns on, and everything. Just won't shift gears. Everything else works.
Put a new tranny in it.
So last night, we dropped it off at our buddy Alex's house. You know Alex, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So,
Mr. Lynn?
Yeah, of course, Mr. Lind. So it's over at his place right now, and I was like, hey man, I've pulled almost everything off the bike. I've stripped the bike almost completely. I was like, there's like a couple things left to drop the engine, drop the motor, split the case. It's super simple. Throw the new transmission in. I bought the new transmission. I bought a bunch of parts just to replace it and refresh it to make sure that the bike is up to
Maybe new chain.
Yeah.
You know, basic
new
stuff.
chain, basic stuff. And last night we spent some time over there. We dropped the motor. We didn't split the case, but he's going to be working on it this week. So I don't know how much time he's going to get for that, because we've got fair coming up here. So
on Friday.
You guys are doing the Renaissance Fair.
Yeah.
I got everyone into Renaissance Fair now.
Oh, you do you, baby. But you invite me over for that fucking mead.
Us all, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, you invite me for the mead. I'll go drink with y'all.
Oh, yeah, dude. Come out, drink with us. I mean, it's fun.
I did it myself. I know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was in it.
Yeah, dude. You should come back out if you ever get the time. I know time is one of those things, but
I'm a single dad, man. Yeah. I'm a single dad. It's steep out there. So if I get the time, I can drop by. I can't devote a half day to it, because I mean, even after this podcast, I'm going back home and I have 3 cars to work on.
Yeah.
Like, I have to do work. I found out years ago that if I don't focus my brain on work, it'll focus on other things, and it's hard for me to break away from that.
Yeah.
But I'd still love to come see you guys if I can make time. Like I said, I'll make time for this anytime.
Yeah, for sure. Just whenever you can, stop.
So you
by,
guys
come see us.
blueberries or what?
Yeah, we're still blueberries.
Still blueberries?
Well, no. Turning into
Raspberries?
raspberries. Yeah.
Now.
Yeah. But the STIR's in Visalia, so it's for 2 weekends.
Oh, you guys are in Plaza?
Mm-hmm.
Plaza Park?
So this weekend and the following weekend.
Oh, okay. So it'll be next weekend I might see you.
So we should be there both weekends.
Yeah, I only live like 3 miles away from there.
No, yeah.
Visalia.
Shit, dude. Yeah, so that's something that we've got coming up here now. Like we said, this week that'll be starting Friday. So we'll be out there. We're probably gonna try to do a podcast for fair, and maybe they dress up in our garb and stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe if we can, and I've got the lapel mics in and everything, we can do one out there.
Yeah, because we'll be staying out there anyways.
On site, yeah.
You be on site?
Mm-hmm.
See if you can get an RV. It's probably the best way to do it.
Yeah, I mean,
That's true.
Get a little RV and you can post all the stuff up in there and you'll be all right.
oh yeah. Well, I don't want to bring all of this with us,
We kind of want to be like mobile though. See how that works.
Yeah, so I'm thinking
gonna
we'll
be
do
a-
lapel mics. We'll bring the cameras. We've got a couple
then you
cameras.
just edit it
actually.
in.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
that's just
okay.
it. And it just won't be live. We won't do
Yeah.
it live. We'll just record it and I'll edit it later.
And
so,
live will always give you problems.
yeah.
It's a lot of stuff going on.
This one's live, and I mean,
But it's a lot
there's
of fun.
always things, but
It's a lot of fun. I highly recommend everybody at least try it out once. It's real fun.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we're not the biggest nerds, but we're big ass nerds.
Oh, we're all nerds.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
some people admit it and some don't. We're
Yeah.
all fucking nerds.
We're big ass nerds. I like to say we don't look like it because I think a lot of people might look at me or look at Jeff and they're not thinking that we're into like fucking Dungeons and Dragons and Warhammer and playing video games and all this other stuff. It's like we have like our hobbies for like cars and motorcycles. We're working on stuff all the time. And I mean, I'm not even done, but I'm building a Jeep right now and I'm almost done with that, dude.
Straight six?
Oh, it's coming together, dude. No, it's a 2003, which they did do a straight six for the 2003 Jeep Grand Cherokees. Yeah. But mine is the V8. It's a 4.7 liter V8.
4.7?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I know the motor very well.
I bought that for $1,000.
Nice.
It now currently sits at 226,000 miles. I put a 4-inch lift on it. Suspension and all, not spacers or anything like that. Proper lift, suspension lift. Got some Jeep Rubicon wheels on there, spacers on the wheels to make it look a little bit nicer, a little more stanced out.
It's a good Jeep.
Been doing a lot underneath on the
Powerful
undercarriage.
motor. You'll be able to go anywhere.
Dude, it's great. It's great. I just went out. I took my girl and my kid to go shooting yesterday morning, and we went up to Bass Lake, same spot that we go shooting at. And when we got up there, we ended up turning back and not doing it because there was a bunch of snow up there, which is fine. It can handle the snow. It can handle it. It's really capable off-road. But the problem was there was 3 other guys who all went with their rigs to also go shooting up there, right? Which, not a problem. I don't mind shooting with other people or whatever. A lot of times, people are really cool, really nice.
Yeah.
Let you shoot their stuff or whatever.
It's a good community.
But the first guy that went up, he immediately got stuck on the first turn. And all of them are driving 4x4s. One of the guys had like a fully built 2022
this road 222?
223.
223?
Yeah, 223.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I know the spot.
Yeah, you know the spot.
Yeah.
And he went up the first turn and immediately got stuck, I guess, because of all of the water and the snow, created a lot of clay.
I got up there in a lowered Lancer. Come on.
Yeah, but it's like 2 feet of snow and then clay.
Hit it faster.
I
mean, hit it faster.
Yeah, you can't just.
Yeah, you can't
mosey
be like, I'm
up.
going to creep up a fucking ice block. You
Yeah.
just got to fucking hit
Momentum.
that bitch at 90.
Yeah, so
steer through.
He got stuck up there. And I guess the clay started to dig him in. So his buddy was airing down.
It's got a
and
pretty
getting
big
ready to go
washout in the middle of that
winch
road,
him out.
too.
Yeah,
very
It's a
big.
big washout.
yeah. So that I went to go do that yesterday, and it was. I mean, the Jeep. I went partially up the road, and I had no issues. Straight up through the snow and everything, and then
4 low, baby. 4 low and just let it crawl.
Oh yeah,
You'll be all right.
yeah. So those guys, they were just like, yeah, we're all turning back now because we don't all want to get trapped up there. And I was like,
They have princess rigs.
I think I could do it.
It sounds like
They
princess
had
rig people,
beautifully
man.
built rigs.
That sounds like
but I think they
princess
just
rigs.
weren't.
Yeah.
They just didn't know, and I'm like, just get somebody out there to spot you.
Yeah.
You gotta have a spotter when you're doing off road and stuff like
Or
that.
maybe use that $12,000 winch you got in the front of your Jeep to
Yeah.
pull it
Pull
up the
yourself
fucking
up.
hill.
Learn how to use
pull
it.
yourself
Yeah.
up the hill. Yeah, but because you know the road, but
Yeah.
it hits that curve, it
just
turns
kinda-
and then it goes up,
yeah.
and then it's just almost a straight
Comes
climb
back.
up the hill. So,
Yeah.
and when we last went shooting, dude, my Jeep walked up that hill with zero
yeah.
issues, and that was before I had the lift kit on it. That was before I had the bigger wheels and tires on it. Just walked up there. It was fully stock at the time. Just walked up that hill with no problem. Didn't hit 4 low, no nothing. And then your truck, you were saying, had some
It was weird.
issues.
Yeah, how's your the new truck you? Because I know you bought a new truck last time. Well, before I moved out of Fresno.
Yeah.
How's it doing?
Something about the electronics. Like
It's
trying.
already going crazy.
Well, like if you're going anywhere off-roading, like it tries to tell itself like, oh, do this and do that, and it acts really weird doing anything
so
off-road.
it's supposed to have like
It's
'cause
electronic
yours has the
four-lock,
all the sensors and
all-time
shits.
4-wheel drive, right? Where it's like you're generally driving in 2-wheel drive most times, but unless you go off-road and it notices wheel slip, it'll go into 4-wheel drive because that's what the Jeep does.
It like
and
jerks
it's an older
and
model,
stops and
but that's what my Jeep is.
Yeah, I mean, well, so yours doesn't have a lever in your Jeep, obviously, right? Because
I don't have. It has a lever for low, but
So there's no electronic
stays-
past that.
yeah,
It's in.
It's all-time 4-wheel drive, but it does have the computer in it. Whereas even though it's all-time 4-wheel drive, it's all-time in the sense of if the computer notices wheel slip, it auto triggers 4-wheel drive. So then it goes into 4-wheel drive, but otherwise it's rear-wheel drive on the streets.
There's an auto feature on that one, huh?
It's
Because I had a 99
primitive,
Durango. I had a 99 Durango. Same basic motor
yeah.
structure, all the same. It just lever. There was no electronic to it. You just click, and you're
I think
in.
it depends which model of the 4-wheel drive that you had, because for those Jeeps / Dodges of the time, because obviously they're the same thing, same company, they have, for my Jeep, like 6 different types of 4-wheel drive. There's Quadra Track, Quadra Drive, Quadra Drive 2, Quadra Track 2, Select Track, and all of those are 4-wheel drive systems in the Jeep.
Yeah, but that's why a lot of people, when they go to 4x4 building, especially, they just get rid of all electronics.
Yeah.
Because you just can't fight with it.
Just take it in 4x4 as it is.
Yeah, I mean, even my boss, he bought a brand new Dodge Ram Power Wagon. It's got every fucking bell and whistle. It's got a tablet the size of a fucking TV in the middle of it, right?
Yeah.
You push a button and it will go into 4-low and all that other shit. But like, what happens when you just need it to be in 4-low and all of a sudden you're hitting bumps and
it's
shit's
trying to
moving
censor
and
stuff
wobbling, and the plug's getting pulled on. You just it's hard to deal with that, and I'm just not a big fan. I'm trying to get to the point of like no electronics in my cars anymore. I'm tired of them.
Yeah.
I am so tired of electronics in cars.
A lot of the vehicles that I own and that I like to own and keep, I mean, I've owned newer vehicles and stuff like that, and surprisingly, like, a lot of people are going to be like, but I owned a 2015 Kia Optima, and I had no issues.
Yeah, I'm going to go, you had no issues.
No issues, ever, which was surprising. Absolutely surprising.
No fuel pump, no oil pressure problem,
No.
no thermostat problem,
No.
no head blowing off.
No. Which, that's what I'm saying. A lot of people are going to say E because of this statement.
Yeah, there's a horrible sound that I know because I've bought a few of them myself, and I scrapped them right after I bought them.
Yeah, dude, I had it. Gave me no issues or anything like that, but that's probably the newest vehicle I've ever owned for myself. I mean...
Have you ever owned a vehicle with no electronics?
Well, we're talking like 70s?
No, 90s. They had ones in the 90s. I mean, they had like electrical like fuel gauges and shit, but like the motor itself carbureted.
Oh, yeah.
Basic.
My very first car was a 1996 Lexus LS400. Now, there was a lot of
you still got it? Kind of want that.
I wish I did.
Kind of want it.
I wish I did, dude. It had Toyota's V8 in it, the 1UEZ, I think is what it was called.
One of the most reliable fucking engines ever built, man.
One of the most reliable V8 engines ever.
A lot of power, little car.
Yeah, a lot of power, little car. Never had any issues with it.
If you ever get to the fact that we have no electronics in a car again, you will fall so deeply in love with it, because it doesn't matter what goes wrong with it. You can literally fix it wherever you are. Let's see, what was that? Any older Jeep even. Most old Jeeps are all mechanical, even the fuel gauges.
That's why I like my bike.
Yeah.
There's nothing on it.
I saw your bike
took
outside.
everything
Looks
off there.
your bike speed, since speedometer doesn't work.
I don't know why.
You don't
We're
need
like
it.
riding over here.
Who
and
needs that?
No, yeah.
I don't want to know how fast I was
It
going.
was just funny because he's like, we pull out, we get on on Shaw, and he's like, remember I can't tell how fast I'm going because I was like following him, going like his speed. I'm like, oh yeah, just keep pace with me. So I'm like, all right, I'll just ride.
I don't know. I think
the
after a
speed
while
limit
you
and
just
he'll
feel
follow.
the speed. You
Yeah.
know what speed you're going.
Yeah, you generally do, and all of traffic is whizzing by us, and I'm like, that's fine, but it's like that just goes to show you how many people actually drive the speed limit because we were
Yeah.
driving the speed limit, and
Everybody
we're on
does 85, bro.
motorcycles.
Everybody
It's
does
like,
85.
I could have very easily been gunning it like 50, 60 and keeping up with traffic, but we were in a 40 and I was going 40. So it's like, could I have been going 45? Yeah. I wouldn't have got in trouble because everyone else is over here going 60. But
Well, you still get in trouble. They just pick and choose who's going to stop. I mean,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's how cops work. They go, oh, everybody's doing 95, but that guy's probably not going to run, so let me just hit him.
Yeah.
You know, most people on bikes, they just look at the cop, give the middle finger, and you're fucking gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to do, chase me down a fucking walkway because your car can't fit?
Well, that your Rebel and the Shadow out there. That Shadow is not that fast. I mean, it's loud. It sounds great.
Just has to be faster than foot pace,
It
man.
sounds really good. But in reality, dude, that thing is slower than a Honda Civic. It's slower than a Honda
I agree.
Civic.
I know.
But I mean, but it's fun. It's
Yeah.
it's nice. It's fun. It's relaxing to drive. That's not even my motorcycle out there. That's Carlos's, my brother. I don't know if you ever met Carlos.
I don't think I ever
There's a
have.
long-haired Mexican
Long hair
kid.
Mexican kid.
No, I'm not
White
sure.
Mexican kid.
He might have not met
I don't
him.
think I met
Maybe
him.
not, yeah. But that's his bike. And that bike, dude, that's a 2013 Honda Shadow Phantom 750. We bought that in Stockton a week ago because it was about a week to the day from when I bought my bike.
So you bought it
Yeah.
all bobber style like that? Or the
Yeah,
bomber
it was
style?
already like that. We've done nothing to it yet. And bought that for $1,000. That's a 2013 out there. It's
great.
got 14,000 miles on it.
That's great. It's still out there. You can still pick up something to have fun in.
Yeah. So that's why I always tell people, I'm like, yes, prices on vehicles and stuff like that are astronomically stupid.
Crazy.
People sell stuff at like this crazy price. Like value for vehicle is just gone.
Yeah.
But in reality, if you're really willing to do the research and spend the time and
work.
look or whatever, me
It's
and
the
you
work.
both do it,
Yeah.
and you put in the work searching for your vehicle, and you're willing maybe to drive a little bit of a distance or whatever, but
Absolutely.
you can find good stuff for crazy cheap. Again, I've got a
But you're gonna
$8,000
dump some work.
motorcycle that I bought for $2,000.
But you're
I got to
gonna-
do a little bit of work.
Yeah. So
But-
you got the tranny for what, like $700 on top of that? You got
No,
the
no,
work.
no, dude. I bought that tranny for $80.
Where'd you find an $80 tranny?
eBay.
Oh, okay.
eBay Motors.
That's another gamble. We already know that.
It's a gamble,
Because
but
you rolled the dice and going, hopefully it works.
Yeah.
but they're not that expensive. I looked.
I mean, that's like the core charge.
for those. They're actually like no for the R1. They are only about $150, like at the most. If you're looking at it, they're actually
Shit,
not that
tranny in,
expensive.
tranny out. That's 3-hour job.
Yeah, should be.
Yeah. It
Should
took
be.
3 hours to get it off.
Yeah, it took us
Oh.
3 hours to
Was
take
there beer
the motor
involved?
out.
There was.
There was
Yeah,
alcohol
it
involved.
starts to add. Every
You
beer
wanna
adds
know
about
what
30
ruined
minutes.
it too? We could have did it way quicker, but we forgot that there's these little like in the motor mounts in the back. There's these little tubes that also slide through and lock the motor mounts in. So we pulled out the motor mount bolts, which were like that long,
sleeve?
and there was two
The
of
motor
them.
mount bolt sleeve?
But there's the bolt sleeve.
Yeah, there's a bolt
and
sleeve.
we forgot. We didn't know the bolt sleeve was in.
So you
And then
start
we tried
yanking
to-
on it?
Yeah, so we tried
Yeah.
to drop it. So now we're dropping it to put pressure on it, and then finally we're like,
And you
oh shit,
collapse
it's
the
in
fucking
there.
yeah. Then you
So
collapse
now
it.
we're trying to pull it out, and then it was just super tough because of all of that weight now from the motor pulling
Alcohol
down.
had
Yeah.
a, alcohol had a problem in it.
kind of
Yeah.
fucking
but
did
it's still
that to
fun.
us. So,
Yeah.
but we got it, we did it, and
Yeah.
eventually we
I
just were
mean-
just like screw the sleeve.
Yes, there are good
Replace
deals
them.
out there. There are good deals, and
But
you
it
might
does
have to
take
travel
work.
a few hundred miles. I agree with that, but it's also like I said, the most valuable thing to me again is time.
No.
So how much time are you going to put into this thing? Like, so if you're buying a car to build for yourself, fucking buy whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If that's what you want in life, just go build it for yourself. Use YouTube University.
Oh yeah,
Fix your shit because
You'll
you will
learn some
love
shit,
you'll
dude.
love
You
the
learn.
hell out of that car after you're done. And if something goes wrong, you'll know what to do to fix these things.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like just say Susan B whatever, she needs a car to get back and forth to work because her car broke down. Gone. I'm
She
sorry,
just-
you
yeah.
don't get shit.
Yeah.
It's gone. I mean, That's the craziest thing.
She's like,
to me.
well, I just want something cheap and reliable that's gonna work.
Exactly.
And
She
not
wants
give
to be
me
able
issues.
to drop like $2,000
I was just gonna say,
$2,500.
let me spend $2,000 to $3,000,
Right?
and that's it.
Find me one of them cars.
They don't exist no more, dude.
Oh, I can tell you where you can take that $2,500 though.
Shove it up your ass.
No, you can take it right to a fucking dealership and they'll give you a fucking car right at the lot.
Oh yeah, but
So now Susan B is stuck with a $95,000 vehicle that she can't afford.
yeah,
That's the issue I see.
yeah, because now, first off, dealer markups.
Oh my god.
Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane, dude. Dealer markups, they're marking up minimum like $15,000 on every single vehicle, no matter what it is.
It's probably more than that.
Minimum
Yeah.
15 grand on going a base model 2020 Toyota Camry that's supposed to be at MSRP $24,000.
Yeah.
You know,
52 now.
you're looking at this base model now, Toyota Camry,
Yeah.
with a price tag now of $40,000.
Yeah, but you also remember I was talking about the electronics.
Yeah.
It's like there is no base anymore. You know,
Yeah.
back when we were kids, you could buy like a base model, like I mean, the ugliest car I could possibly think, like a Cavalier, like a Chevy Cavalier. Back
Yeah.
in the day, just a
Used to
piece
have
of
one
shit
of
car.
those. Yeah.
Base model car. You could pick that thing up cheap as hell.
Yeah.
You could
What's
buy
the
those
base
for
model
$1,000
now?
or less all
Like,
day.
can you even think about like the amenities that are in a base vehicle
I don't know.
right
Like,
now?
my truck, when I was buying it, it's a king cab, but they call it a crew cab
Yeah,
because they don't sell two-door trucks anymore, like single cab trucks, unless it's a commercial truck.
correct.
And
So-
Dodge used to up
so
to
now-
like 2015.
Yeah,
with
Base
their
model
Rams.
is a crew cab, like normal, but it's literally a king cab.
Yeah,
It's giant.
Yeah.
And that's their base.
Yeah, back of his truck's pretty
that's
big.
a base model, a whole extra row in a truck, plus all the electronic
Yeah.
4x4
They're
you have,
forcing
plus
it
all,
on you.
But
Yeah,
that's
there's
what
no
you
options.
used to get naturally before. Like that was the extended. You buying
Like
like
your
crew cab
truck-
then, that
yeah.
was you not buying a base model. That was you going above and buying
Correct.
the next model up.
But they
buying
got
a
rid
crew
of
cab.
it. They got rid of that base.
But now
Yeah.
that
There is
base
no
doesn't
more.
exist.
Like, ask them
They're
for a
like-
manual vehicle. Like, try that shit.
There's only like one make or something out there now.
There's two
maybe?
makes that I think there's 3 companies that still make a manual vehicle, and I can tell you what cars they are, or 4.
And
I'll
most
just tell
likely
you
the
car.
commercial.
It's no. It's Honda Civics. You could still get Honda Civics.
I
modern
don't count that as a
in
manual car.
I don't either.
That's not a
because-
manual car.
But they are stick shift.
It's called a semi
They do have they have a stick shift and a clutch.
that you don't need to push the clutch in.
Not really.
I was just
That's what
saying
we were
that like a
saying
couple
about-
weeks ago. I was like, you don't
It's
even need
just
to
a fake
use
pedal.
a clutch.
It's
Yeah.
to make you feel like you can drive.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, as far as like
That's
it
not
goes,
a that's not a manual car.
that the
I have a
Acura
2015.
Integra, which is the same shit. The
Find one that's not semi.
the GR88, or 86 or whatever, the Toyota one.
You see how it's hard to remember which one is
Yeah.
a fucking manual?
Well, they've also made like 4 companies made the same car.
Yeah.
3 companies.
Yeah, we're back to that
Yeah,
Chrysler,
they did the
Mercedes,
same
or
exact car.
Chrysler,
Exactly.
Mitsubishi era.
Yeah,
The
Diamond
Eagle,
or
Talon,
yeah,
Mitsubishi Clips.
exactly.
Yeah.
So 3 companies made the same car, so that's what I'm trying to remember: Toyota or Subaru or Scion, one of the 3. But so that, and then there is the. No, I think those.
I think that's it.
I think those are the 3 manual
But the
cars.
thing is, those two,
modern
no,
manual
the two
cars
you
that
pointed
can
out
buy.
are not. I have a
Yeah.
2015. I up to about 3 months ago, I had 2 Lancers, 2 2015 Lancers. I had a red one and a blue, and my blue one I've had forever. Even
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah.
My blue one's a manual. Period. It needs a clutch. It needs a stick.
Yeah.
Now the red one came, and in the book it said manual transmission. It's a fucking auto
Yeah.
with paddles,
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah. Paddle shifters. I don't consider.
but
that
it
manual.
says manual.
Yeah.
Like I can't choose any other option except for a manual It's not a fucking manual.
Yeah.
Like it.
I mean, I
manual
drive a
they
real
do that
manual
just
car.
to
My-
say it, so
Yeah.
you buy it.
My G35
I think the
is a
reason-
real manual.
I
It's a
think they got rid of it.
2003. If I don't clutch in properly, if I don't shift properly, I'm gonna stall. I'm gonna fuck something up. Like that's just what it is. I have a real manual car, and I love that car.
Yeah.
But
If you have a manual, you'll fall in love with it.
then going to drive my brother Carlos's car, his Honda Civic. Like you said, I feel like I don't need to press in the clutch. I don't need to do anything. It's like it's an auto with a stick shift in it.
It's an auto
so
with
you
a
can
button.
just kind of do this, so that way you feel happy. You know, you feel
Yeah.
like you're a part of the team. But in reality, I drive my car and I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, the
You
whole
become
time.
part of the
But
mechanism.
then in his car, I'm just like,
Yeah.
Yeah. There's nothing to it.
you know, like it's
But I also
not
think
there.
they're getting rid of manuals is because it's a manual transmission is a very basic piece of machinery.
Yeah.
There's gears that go against other gear, and that's it.
Well, manual transmissions are extremely reliable. Too.
Extremely.
They're way more reliable.
You literally
than
have to put that thing through physical hell for it to die on you.
Yeah.
But an automatic transmission, I can tell you right now, on some of the newer cars, you push that little button for traction control and hit that gas pedal, that tranny ain't making it.
Yeah.
That ain't. It'll blow up and throw out the back end.
It makes me think of Alex last night when he was saying, because we split the case on his motor too for his 1981
81 CMX or CMC 750 or something.
Honda.
Was it the Marauder he had?
400 or something like that.
I don't know. It's an old cafe style.
I thought like last time I remember his
Pre-Rebel.
bike was a Marauder.
It might
think it was
be,
Marauder.
I don't
Maybe.
know, something like that. But that and it's like 1981, and his motor has been sitting for like 7 years because
Yeah.
he dropped something
And
in
he
it,
just
and
tried
then
to
it
try and run
seized
it?
up, and he just left
Yeah.
it. He was saying last night, he's like, you know what? I was getting real tempted to just put everything back together, throw it in the bike, and turn it on and
Let it go.
let it go. And he's
Let
like,
it, let
it
nature
either-
take its course.
He was like, it'll either dislodge whatever's in there and eject it perfectly fine, or
It'll blow it up.
it'll send a piston straight to my nuts. And I was like,
Yep.
I'm telling you right now, it is more likely to send the pistons through your nuts, dude.
See, I'm that type of friend to be like, fuck it, dude, send it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
We're like,
Because
oh, please.
worst case scenario is the same as best case scenario at that point. One, it runs, you got a running bike. Two, you blow it up, you get a new motor, you get a running bike. It's the same exact ending. So just pull the trigger and run it.
Yeah.
I've had a few cars. Like I bought a Fiat 500 about 4 weeks ago. It's a pop. This thing's fucking cute as shit. It's the gayest fucking thing I've ever bought in my life. It's a 2-door car that looks small as fuck. And at 140,000 miles, I drove it from Bakersfield to Visalia. As soon as I pulled it up, I noticed that the lights were flashing on the dash. Maybe I should have been looking. I fucked up. Turned it off. Went to go start it the next day. Motor runs great. Can't fucking move it. It will no longer move. And now the giant flashing light says check transmission control modules. I checked the fluid on it. I was like, oh, there's fluid in it.
Yeah.
It just died.
Yeah.
So I kept trying every morning until about a week ago where I started it up and it went into gear. And I said, fuck it, I'm sending it. Like if I'm going to break a tranny,
I'm going to break it.
I'm going to break this fucking tranny.
Yeah.
It's in the shop now. I broke it properly. And also a drive line and kind of lost a little bit of control and hit a curb because of it. But now it's just you have to send these things like with vehicles like we were talking about. If you're going to put money into something that you want to keep, do it. If you're going to do it to flip it, fucking break the damn thing. If it's 70 fucking years old, break it.
Yeah.
Break it if it needs to be broken. It's okay. I mean, you're going to lose money either way you look at it. You put money into a new motor or put money into a new nutsack, I guess is what Alex is trading.
Yeah. I mean, when you do what we do with cars and motorcycles and stuff like that, you kind of just realize or assume that whatever you're going to buy is going to be a money pit.
Yes.
Just assume
No matter what you
I'm
do.
probably buying a money pit.
Yeah.
Now,
And then you
might
get to cheer
lucky.
when it's not. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
You might get lucky and then you're like, it's not. And you know, when you've been doing it for a long time, you get pretty good at pointing out the ones that aren't going to be a massive money pit. But sometimes you do get bit in the ass, and it's just you're like, oh man, this is great. I test drove it. I checked everything. Everything's good. I'm taking it home. I'll buy it. You pay $500 for it or $1,000 for it or whatever.
100
Then
miles
you take
down
it
the
home,
road.
and then the worst happens.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, fuck.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
blue
here we are.
Dodge.
Exactly. The blue Dodge.
We spent so
Fuck.
much money and time
You know how many
on that
Dodges I've
truck.
fixed since then and made me so angry? I think I've sold since that day probably 7 of them. Got them running in a matter of 10, 15 minutes.
You're a master Dodge mechanic now.
Yes, if it's a
Get your
5.9
ASC
gasser,
certs
I
and
swear to
everything.
God, I could take it apart in my fucking dreams now. But yeah, there's certain things you come across you just can't fucking fix unless you just put new shit in. And I'm a big fan of new shit.
Yeah, I am too.
Big fan.
Yeah.
The only time I'd ever think about buying old shit would be like an old, maybe in restoration, trying to find something that's good that's old, but just put new shit in it. I mean, it costs if I were to charge somebody for like a new head job, right? I'm $2,000, $2,200. Or you could just go take that money Go buy the fucking crate motor. I'm not going to give you a warranty if you do it.
Yeah.
But you go buy that crate motor. I'll throw it in for $1,000. So now you're in 3,200 brand new motor.
Yeah.
Instead of me just trying to, motherfuckers.
Oh, he's made the cardinal sin on the podcast. No,
I got business shit, man. What you talking about? But yeah, you just buy the new motor, put the new fucking motor in. I mean, I can't warranty it if I didn't buy it. That's kind of the way I do it. But
yeah.
put a new one in. But the issue is, again, we're having this whole money crisis. There's a lot of people out there struggling. Nobody's willing to pay. And that's probably the reason I get 90% of my fucking business is because I'm willing to do it for dirt cheap. If it's something simple like a brake job, I'll knock it out for you. It's not a big deal. I got a guy coming actually today. We're going to change out. Oh, he has a Civic too. Or no, an Accord. He has an Accord. But we're doing the pan gasket on his. And he wants to do a little upgrade. And he's like, how much do you charge me? I was like, if you're sitting there with me and we're going through it, it's free. I'm not going to charge you.
Yeah, it's an easy one.
It's easy, and you get to learn how to maintenance your own shit.
I just did the alternator on a Dodge Dakota for my neighbor. They have
What size motor?
It's like
V6.
I think
V8,
it was a 6.
4.
I think it was a 6.
6.
But I don't really. They drive that truck and they like wreck it into poles and all this other stuff all the time, and then they just laugh about it.
Yeah,
it's ladies, and they're just kind of like, "Oh my god, I parked perfect." Scraped the whole side against the pole, and I'm like, that wasn't there yesterday. This wasn't. So I see it all the time, and they go through so many issues with it. And because I'm always out wrenching on something. I'm always working on the bikes.
That's my happiest.
I'm always working on my car. I'm always working on my Jeep. I'm doing all of this stuff. They asked me. I came home from work one day. And I'm walking in, and she's outside, and she goes, "Hey, how much would you charge me to replace an alternator?" And I was like,
2 bolts and a belt.
"Yeah." I was like, I look at because the location for it, super easy. It's right up in the front. It's right there. 2 bolts, and I was just like,
belt tensioner.
Yeah, and the belt tensioner, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't really do work for people and charge them, so I don't know. And I was like, but I could definitely do it for you, because I'm in my mind, I'm like, oh, I don't care, I'll do it for $20. I know I could get it done in not even 30 minutes, and in and out, be done. Here you go, your new alternator. And she already bought the new alternator, and she's like, okay. And then she spent a bunch of time, and I was just kind of like waiting, because she was like, I don't know what she was doing. Maybe she was worried about how much I was going to charge her, and because I never told her a price. Yeah. But I was just like I said, I'll do it. I'm like, I really don't care. It'll take me no time. Went out there, dude. Like I said, like 25 minutes. Replace her alternator on it. Starts back up. She's driving and everything. And I'm like, good job.
Go about your day. Have a nice one.
Have a good one. You know? Like I didn't even feel comfortable really charging her for it, because what I did was, because I try to, for me, and maybe you do this with like your handyman work and stuff like that, but I try to look at the going price that you would pay for a shop to do it. Then I go and I drop that by like 25-30%, because I'm like, hey, I'm not a shop. You're not bringing it into a shop, but you are also getting the convenience of me doing it for you.
Yeah,
whatever,
so for that 30% less, you don't get a warranty.
Yeah, I'll do like that's the way I look at it. But then I looked and I was like, okay, the average price in a shop is like $700 to change an alternator.
Yeah,
let it fall if it falls. Yeah, if it falls.
I have to take this.
Yeah, no worries. We're getting ready to wrap up anyway, so
yeah.
And I'm like, dude, it's like $600-700 to change out an alternator in a shop or whatever. So I'm like, dude, that doesn't even feel. That feels evil.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way I feel comfortable charging this lady, because I was like, even if I did, 30% of that, and I charged her $200 for it, I still feel like I'm robbing this lady. I was like, there's no way I could do that.
You're just replacing parts with a couple bolts and nuts.
A part with, like, again, it is actually 2 bolts and the belt tensioner.
And there's usually instructions on the hood.
Yeah.
That tell you how it's supposed to go.
Yeah. So I'm like, I can't do that. I was like, I'll do it for $20. And I didn't even charge her. I just did it for free, because I'm like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Who cares? 20 minutes out of my day, no big deal.
Where are we at?
So, I don't know.
Hour 6?
Hour 6?
Yeah. It's time to call it.
Yeah. Well, God, I feel bad that he's not in here to close it out. You want to pad for time until he gets in here and close it out so you could say bye?
No, that's okay.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for. I thought he was coming back in. No, we're closing out. So get over here so we can say
Closing
bye.
out?
Yeah, yeah.
You
Just
broke
hold
it.
that. Just.
Hello, fellas.
Oh, you getting ready to close out?
Yeah, we're gonna close
All
it
right.
out. So he broke a stand. No, I'm
Broke
just
the
kidding.
fuck out of it. Oh,
That
here we
stand
go. Here.
is garbage.
Make it
It's
look
okay.
like I'm doing something important. Here you go. Boom.
All right. So thanks guys for tuning in, watching. This will, as per usual, get uploaded properly through YouTube. It'll be properly edited. So this is just a live. So
Yeah. And Spotify.
yeah, and Spotify. I have to send them to you, huh?
Yeah, you'll
'Cause I
have to
don't-
bring it, and I could just throw it on the computer
We
and
can
upload
just
it.
dump all of the ones that we've done if I have any of the audio files for them or whatever, and we could just, or we just take the YouTube video, convert it to audio, and just send
Yeah.
those, and just dump like 8 episodes or whatever all at once. It doesn't matter. So that way there's back catalog, and then we can just people can go, and then we'll
Maybe
just
start
continue
doing some
from there.
how-tos, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are very knowledgeable in what you do. Maybe start throwing some how-tos out there for people who just want to fix their own little light switch.
We've been thinking about doing like videos for like, because initially I ended up paying someone to do the Jeep lift kit, but we were gonna do it ourselves, and
Well, if you got big enough
We
jacks,
were-
you could do it.
yeah, I do now. I've got
Yeah.
I've got massive jacks, and I've got even like an off-road jack lift and everything like that. So, yeah, we were thinking about doing a video for stuff like that.
I do all my own
So-
shit, man. It's just
Yeah.
way cheaper.
I do most of my own shit. Some things I don't do it just because I'm like the convenience of it. That's the whole reason why I even paying Alex.
I mean,
to
it's not that I
do the motor. I'm like, I could have did it myself.
It's not
but-
that I still send things into the shop as well.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
I have too many. Right
Yeah.
now, as of the amount of cars I have right now, I have like almost 30.
yeah.
I don't have time for all of them, but they're usually ones I flip to sell, man.
Yeah, it's like I said, just a convenience thing. Sometimes it's like I don't have the time. Again, I still
Time.
work.
Again, there's
I
that
work
beautiful word,
consistently
time.
all the time. I work, and then I like to have my time for my hobbies and do my hobbies. Not that working on stuff isn't a hobby; it is, but I can't work on 3 things at once.
Yeah.
You know, I'm only one man.
I thank God my hobby is my time, and it makes me money. It kind of it wraps all 3 into one.
Yeah.
I got lucky like that.
Yeah. Hopefully this starts making money too, because this is a hobby and we enjoy doing it.
I like this hobby. This is a good one.
Yeah. This is fun.
Yeah.
Bunch of guys sitting around talking about cool shit.
Yeah, exactly.
I like it.
So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.
See ya.